Hey guys, what's up? Exotic vacations, rare wine, lobster meals is considered as high life. We've seen people portray this in more than one occasion. But did you know that convicted criminals and murderers have also asked for lobster dinners as their final meal before they got hanged? What's this obsession with lobsters and why are they expensive? Why are they so expensive? Did you know that these lobsters were once considered as not valuable and an annoyance at some point in time? Let's get into it. Back in time, when early European settlers landed in North America, they saw that lobsters were so much in abundance that they would stack up about 2 feet off the coast. Lobsters were mostly observed in northeast coast of North America. They were so abundant that people started looking at them as an annoyance, and they were also called as the cockroaches of the sea. This abundance made them not so valuable. It is also considered as readily, easily accessible food during bad harvests and bad seasons. That made lobsters gain the reputation as poor man's protein. Very frequently, it has been documented that lobsters were served to apprentices, to poor people, to farmers, and to slaves. But how did this change? How did lobster become so expensive, and how did lobster become a fancy meal? Well, my research shows that 2 things contributed to this. One, the invention of railways, where people from New England could frequently travel and take short trips to the coastal areas of North America. The second invention being canned food that made people buy lobsters for cheap and take it back with them. These 2 inventions revolutionized lobsters. These 2 things contributed in lobster prices soaring really high. Soon the economics kicked in. Lobster was not being looked at cheap food anymore. The demand increased with more tourists coming in and the prices soared high. By mid-1980s, lobster were no longer looked at as cheap food, but they became a commodity. The post-war situation in the US made the government stop rationing lobster because it is no longer considered as cheap food but a delicacy. Post-war economy made people who are rich get access to lobster, and that's how it became a fancy meal. But there are a lot of other factors that contributed to the soaring prices of lobsters, which are continuously rising. Number 1, lobsters are supposed to be cooked when they are alive, and when they are dead, and if you cook lobsters, the meat would turn into a mush and it would turn hazardous to your health. So the cost required to transport these lobsters alive, and the oxygen containers and the shipping containers that you have to invest in to take care of the logistics of lobsters is one of the contributing factors. The second factor is the fishing regulations. Fishermen are only supposed to fish for lobsters if they are not too big, and if they have eggs, they're supposed to drop it back into the ocean. The third contributing factor for the high prices of lobsters is herring, which is used as a bait to catch lobster, is something that government imposes a regulation upon, and you're only supposed to fish for so many herrings, which increases the cost of the herring. That's going to drive up the prices of lobsters. So that's how trains, tourism, and canned food invention made lobster the delicacy that it is today. Thank you so much. I hope you appreciate this video. Please consider subscribing to this channel, and I will see you again with many more interesting videos. My name is Casey, signing off. Ciao.